people I
No
like
offense, but not willingly. Sheer force of will of you being awesome is what got me here.
Oh.
Aw. So it's your fault.
I will let this fuel me through my next hangover, which should be in a couple hours. I'll be like, he did it for me. Okay. I love you. Yeah, so Blue Nose was supposed to be here, but I'm guessing he's probably hungover like the rest of most of us. So this is just going to be me by myself, so this is going to actually truly be an acoustic version. So you guys are going to be the first to get to hear the near entirety of my first album, Love Is Blind. So all these are originals. I promise I'll do a song or two at the end to kind of try and shake off the hangover for everybody that everybody knows, so that way we can try and have a decent rest of our Saturday afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first song on the album is kind of upbeat, maybe a little too upbeat for 10 a.m., but we'll get through it. But this first song is called Dance. Here my family kind of broke off and went her own way, and then she came back. So this one is more somber and it's more slowed down. It's called Dear Chelsea. honestly a joke. I actually set out to write it thinking, I want to write a stereotypical country song more as a parody, like, oh, this is what a country song's about. A country song's about, you know, having a truck and meeting in a bar and doing it in the sticks. And I thought, well, so it ended up actually being a halfway decent song. I guess some people like this. This is called Let's Make a Country Song. Just another Friday night at the bar. I didn't plan on taking anything one, I've never performed out in public before, so you guys, other than my fiance, are the first person to hear it. This song, I kept thinking, well, you know, there's all these songs about how people break up and how they screw up their relationships. But I thought, you know, a lot of times people say you can't go back, you can't fix it. Well, I thought one of the most interesting pickup, you know, lines to take away from that would have been like, you know, they tell me, you know what, if you want me back, then build a time machine. So I kind of ran with that idea, and it turned out to be this. It's called Time Machine. Next song I started working on at IFC 2015, and that's where I proposed to my fiance. And I didn't get the chance to finish the song. Instead, I sang Animals, so classy as hell. But so this song I've always dedicated to her, because this song I wrote for her to try and express my love for her. So it's called I Love You. Some things in life you can't explain, like why I'm drawn to your embrace, and you put a smile there on my face. Oh, there's just some things that can't be explained, but I love you, I love you. Oh, I hope you know that I love you. Got this feeling in my heart, and I don't know what to do. Oh, but baby, baby, I love you. Hey! Some things disappear with time. They get erased from our minds, but maybe not you and I, 'cause we'll hold on to each other as this life passes by. Because I love you, I love you. Girl, I hope you know that I love you. Got this feeling in my heart, and I don't know what to do. Oh, but baby, baby, I love you. Hey! Oh, yeah. And someday when we both are gone, and our souls have moved on, our love will still be going strong, 'cause we'll live on forever in the words of this song. So you know that I love you, oh, I love you. Oh, baby, now you know that I love you. Got this big heart full of love, and it's all for you, baby, baby. I love you. I'm surprised my vocal cords have lasted this long. This next song, I decided to include on the album just because it's something that you don't really hear a lot, or you wouldn't think to hear a lot on me probably, but I decided just to kind of try and go all different directions with this album. So this is the one gospel song-esque that's on the album. It's called Good Lord Squire. I've often wondered what heaven is like. What will I see with 2020 sight? When the pearly gates open wide, and those gone before me are by my side.
me if it gets cold. I'll be singing in the Gold's choir. So don't you worry about me if it gets cold. I'll be singing in the Gold's choir. Now that I've sang the gospel song, there's a song that's got swearing in it. I told you, polar opposites. So, this next song originally started out as being called Hell of a View, and no offense to my mom, but she was like, you're swearing, you can't put that on the album. So, I turned it to Beautiful View for like a week, and then I decided, no, I'm not censoring myself. So this one's called Hell of a View. I've been to New York City, I've seen the Colorado Peaks, and I've been to the Grand Canyon. Oh, but it didn't mean a thing. I've been to Mount Rushmore, and all across the southern plains, saw a clear desert night sky. Oh, but I wasn't amazed. Wherever I go, whatever I do, it doesn't matter if I'm not with you. It doesn't hit me if you're not with me. What am I supposed to do? Whatever I say, whatever I want, it doesn't matter if you're gone. I swear to God, girl, as long as I'm with you, there's gonna be one hell of a view. Oh, 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 be one hell of a view. Oh, oh, oh. I've been to Tampa, St. Pete, skid rocks on the Rio Grande, and I saw the Hollywood sign. But Hollywood would have been better if I was holding your hand in Music City, Nashville, downtown Chicago too, Salt Lake Superior. But it wasn't so superior when I'm with you, girl. Wherever I go, whatever I do, it doesn't matter if I'm not with you. It doesn't hit me if you're not with me. What am I supposed to do? Whatever I say, whatever I want, it doesn't matter if you're gone. It's no matter where I am, as long as I'm with you, there's gonna be one hell of a view. Oh, 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 be one hell of a view. Oh, oh, oh. Many times I've heard it said, money can't buy happiness, but I'm convinced that true love can. I'm sure they're proud to be your man, anywhere across this land. So wherever I go, whatever I do, it doesn't matter if I'm not with you. It doesn't hit me if you're not with me. But what am I supposed to do? Whatever I say, whatever I want, it doesn't matter if you're gone. I swear to God, girl, as long as I'm with you, there's gonna be one hell of a view. Oh, 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 gonna be one hell of a view. Oh, 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 sure got one hell of a view. Oh. So this next song, it is sort of gospel, but not really. If you want to interpret it as gospel, you can. But this song is just talking about, I'll be honest with you, when I was a kid, like I knew what the furry fandom was, but you know, to think that I would ever go down the road that I'm on, you know, and hang out with some of the people that I do and have some of the experiences I've had, you know, I never would have dreamed it. But this song is just talking about how
you know, it's all worth it to go down these weird roads, wherever life takes you, just to find that lost soul, whether it be somebody that needs a friend or someone that just needs someone to care about them. It's all worth it to make new friends and to save that one lost soul. Back in the house where I grew up, surrounded by hope, faith, and love. Fate came calling for my soul, but I never dreamed to take me down this road. There's places we thought we'd never go, and people that we may never know, but it's all worth it in the end just to save that lost soul and let them know they're not alone. A few short years later on my own, at a college dormitory far from home, me and some new friends discuss religion, politics. Truth be told, it's where I understood difference. But there's roads that we would never go, and people that we may never know, but it's all worth it in the end just to find that lost soul, to let them know they're not alone. Years later in a hospital bed, I smile and say I have no regrets. My son walks in and takes my hand, and as I pass on I hear I love you, Dad. There's roads that we would never go, and people that we may never know, but it's all worth it in the end just to find that lost soul and find their way back home. Let them know we're not alone. So this next song, I'll be honest with you, I haven't finalized the lyrics just yet. Like, it just needs a little tweak here and there. But you guys have stayed this long. You know what? You deserve to hear something. If I'm going to screw up, it's going to be this one. But this song is the title track of the album, and I kind of found it very appropriate that I would try and tie it into my blindness, because I'm a comedy jackass and whatnot. So I decided, hey, I wrote a song called Love Is Blind. Yeah, let's go with that. That's clever as hell. Anyway, so it caught two different sides of me. It caught one from a perspective from a comedian. It's like, poke fun at yourself, have fun, go for it. And people who know me know that that's who I am. But it's also kind of deep because me and my fiance, or stay still, me and my fiance are both legally blind, so it connects on a relationship level as well. So this is called Love is Blind. When her hand is there in mine, and I feel her warm embrace. When she falls asleep with her head on my shoulder, that's something sight could not explain. But I don't need to see to know what she means to me. And I don't need a working pair of eyes, 'cause it's true what they say. Love is blood. When we're there alone together, just lying underneath the stars, it's not what she says, it's what she feels that really melts my heart. 'Cause I don't need to see to know what she means to me. Oh. And I don't need a working pair of eyes to know love is blind. I don't need to see to know what she means to me. And I don't need a working pair of eyes to know, to know. And I don't need to see to know that we're meant to be. Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, feel so right to know love is blind. Whatsoever it goes, we're both blind. I did not mess that up. I am surprised.
I'm live tweeting some of your quotes.
I swear to God. So, this next song, I've always been fascinated with weather, and blind person plus weather works out really great. But I always heard a lot of these pop songs that talk about, oh, I want to put you on cloud nine. I'm like, what the hell's cloud nine? Or are you just counting them how high they are? And, you know, so I thought, no, I want to try and do something different. And I've always been obsessed with weather, like I said, since I was a little kid. So I wanted to do a song that was crossing weather and romance somehow. And with a little inspiration from a pen and other things, I decided to write a song that was called Shelf Club, because I thought those big, you know, clouds that look like a mothership's coming in or something. And I thought, well, people can see those from miles around, so the song's called Shelf Club. If I put my cape on the right way, there's my mistake, there you go.
first flew in on the horizon. Your lips met mine and there was no denying. I heard thunder and I saw lightning. The heat started rising, the dust started climbing. So forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud, so everybody knows you're mine from miles around. We get together, the dust rises and the siren sounds. So forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud. Forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud. When we fell in love, I heard an DAS say this is a love emergency, this is not a test. For you and me, baby, who would have guessed we'd make a hurricane and turn into a category X? So forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud, so everybody knows you're mine from miles around. We get together, the dust rises and the siren sound. So forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud. Forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud. Shelf cloud. Well, if you ever left me, I don't know if I'd survive. Just the thought of you leaving could stir up an fire. So forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud, so everybody knows you're mine from miles around. We get together, the dust rises and the siren sounds. So forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud. Forget cloud nine, I wanna put you on a shelf cloud. Shelf cloud. This next song is definitely very country-esque. Think country song, but it's about money.
Having money? Charity money?
Give all your money to the charity, because you know what, can't keep a dollar. That's been, you know what, I'll go with that. That's what we'll go with for this one. But this one's just talking about how, you know, you don't need wealth to be happy, or at least I personally don't. If you got somebody who loves you and you've got enough to get by, then too much money just complicates things. So this is called $1 a day. $1's just $1, that's what my old man always said. But $1's what you make it when you got it in your hand. It's just a piece of paper with a number on each side. It won't buy you peace or happiness or keep you warm at night. But I know, you can bet I know, if you give me $1 a day, as long as I got time for about maybe 2 more. So, what we're going to do here is, I'm going to do a song that's going to get everybody singing that I didn't write, or else I'd be a lot wealthier. And then I'll end off with the last song on the album. So I'll keep you guys in suspense for about 2 or 3 more minutes. But this is one that everybody knows, so feel free to go ahead and sing along with me. It's called Don't Stop Believing. Even though the album is technically a fandom and out of fandom release. So, like I said, I created this album over the past few years thanks to your help. This album was a lot of fun to make, and it will debut at For Reality, so shameless plug there, I'm staff.
Yeah.
But anyway, Norbert kept me up last year.
It's my fault.
It's your fault, yes. He kept me up IFC last year,
It was like 2 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. And I grabbed my guitar and I got an idea. And I was watching the people pass. And it was Saturday night, so it was kind of melancholy. A few people were getting ready to leave in a few hours. And I thought, you know, if I could stay here forever, well, that'd be okay, you know. And so Fox and Pepper have their version, in my opinion, of this song, which is called Hope That I'll See You Next Year. This is sort of, I guess, my way of interpreting convention, which is if I could stay here forever. So this was called Forever.
Got here on Thursday and I checked in. Can't wait to hang out with all my
but they have me scheduled for a Songwriting 101 panel, so if you want to hear the screwed up crap that didn't make it to the CD, because there's versions that were taken out that are just funny as all get out, so if you want to hear that, then come to Songwriting 101 tonight.
Yay!